And we are live. It is 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. in the UK. Shout out to my UK crew. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang. I'm Ben, and this is the awesome one and only Nicki Tedesco hanging out on the West Coast, which is the best coast. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. So awesome. And I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, we were due to have a Sunday Night Hang. We'll say that.
Definitely. Because I always go on your live streams.
Yeah.
I mean, not every single one, but every time I see you go live and I'm not like busy doing something else, I'm like, I got to go see what's going on over there.
Same thing with you on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. Let's see. Who do we got? We got a bunch of people already in the chat. I believe Charles75N was first in the chat at about 7 a.m. this morning when I set up the stream. Then we had Absolute Mayhem drop in at noon today to think he was first, but he wasn't first. Now we have my cousin Doug down and back with Corn Doug. We've got Martin Lemaire, Terry's 3Gs, Randy Crooks, there's Charles75N, Brian Landreth, Troy Alcorn, Mark Taft, JP Page 2. There's Knucklehead. We were talking about you off air, buddy.
What's up?
Yeah. Bent Tom's here, the wild man himself. Eric C., Eddie Van Haskell, Martin V. tuning in from the Netherlands where it's 2 a.m. Pete Hickson tuning in from Australia.
I'm sorry.
Brad Miller's here. Noise with Namis. Tom Santiago. Wow. We got all kinds of people in here.
There is. Nice. Welcome, everybody. We're here to
Metalworks
tonight.
LPD Pedals. The birthday boy. We'll call him the birthday boy still. It's the birthday weekend for LPD Pedals. Completely new and rebranded. Pre-order your all-new LPD 74 pedal tomorrow at 10 a.m. There we go. He's a channel sponsor. We'll get it out of the way.
It's all about channel sponsors. Well, I mean, it's good you did that. You didn't have to get it out of the way. We can even talk about it more if you want to.
We could. Bill Spruce says, just watching the Live Wire video, love Old Crew. That's a great video. Oh. And a great song.
Oh, mine? The bass cover?
I'm not sure if it's your cover or the original, but I'm going to be honest. I like them both.
Thank you.
And that is one of my favorite Motley Crue songs.
Everybody's here. Han Solo. Han 36 Solo. What's up? Okay, you said yes. Yeah, right. Because I do a lot of bass covers on the channel, so
yeah.
So I do have a Motley Crue, and I do love old Motley Crue.
We got Mark Taft and Milt Taft here. Electro Omega, Vance Hicks. Wow, lots of people. Right. Blackjack Guitar Nuts in here. Craig Tomlinson. Speaking of Craig Tomlinson, we have unboxing on tomorrow's show from Craig.
I see Absolute Mayhem Slipknot bass covers.
Yes.
Those do really well on my channel because you can tell when I'm doing the Slipknot cover, like I love Slipknot, so I feel it when I'm.
So does Mayhem. He's a big Slipknot fan. I know that.
My brother.
Yes. When I told him I had booked you on the show, he's like, "Really? You got Nikki? That's awesome."
That is killer. That is so cool.
I believe he was making up questions to ask you tonight. So
nice. Bring him on.
There's a Fender Guru tuning in from New Zealand. Man, we're global tonight. Nice.
I love that when there's global people. So you always live stream at the same time, like in the evening, or do you have one that's in the afternoon?
Pretty much right now, just in the evenings.
Okay, right. So
I was doing some similar to you, some daytime stuff to for the European market, as they say.
Exactly. And actually, I'm so glad I started doing that because I have I have some of the same people that show up on both, but then I have completely different people and they've joined as patrons. So they're really into it. And I think I would have not been able to create a relationship with them if they weren't able to join live, because I think that a lot of people don't want to rewatch the live stream. It's like they want to be part of the comments and
sure.
Fun. Yeah.
Well, what's the difference between going to a concert or just watching a concert video?
I know. Isn't that odd? Like it's the same thing. Well, even just watching it live and watching the restream. I mean, and plus I've watched when I first started, I watched some like how to live stream. And they're saying things like on YouTube, because I learn everything on YouTube, everything, like changing a car filter, everything. And it said like, think about the rebroadcast and don't interact too much with the audience. And I tried to do that like twice. And I realized there was so much happening in the comments. And that's really where I was able to build the bass community of people interacting with each other and becoming friends with each other. And everyone, they were all bass players. And so I would be completely missing out personally if I didn't interact with them on the chat. And people don't really watch the restreams.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like the live streams that I do watch where they barely interact with the chat, those ones I stop watching live and I might just go ahead and watch on replay. As opposed to the, like say, the channel host that's really interactive with their viewers, that's my destination viewing. And that's why like sometimes I'll catch yours in the afternoon or the evening. And it's just like, this is great because it's like, I don't know, it's like catching a movie on TV. You catch the ending at one point and catch the beginning at another time or something.
Yeah. And well, I was doing the same streams, like the same exact song for both or the same set or whatever. But now I'm doing a series where we're learning different songs from different bands. That's why right now I'm doing a Black Sabbath Geezer. And I love Geezer so much. We're going to do it again next week. But I was like, I don't want to do the same song twice in a row. So I'm doing different songs each stream. So they are now going to be different.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, there's our first question from Mayhem. Question for Nikki, by the way, big fan. Hello, Nikki. There are a lot of great bands, metal and rock. What's about a song that inspires you to do a cover of it?
Just if I love it, if I absolutely love the song, because another thing I tried to learn from YouTube is like, which bass cover should I do to get the most views, right? And it said, go on YouTube and type bass cover of, and then the most popular searches will pop up first. And it was like Bruno Mars. And I was like, and then it was like something else and something, even though Bruno Mars is great and the bass lines are great.
Sure.
But I was, you know what? Forget about it. I don't want to do what other people are searching. I want to do what I want to do.
Right.
And in fact, life lesson, I've been doing that with my whole life now. Now it's everything. Is this what I want to do? Is this what I 100% love? And if there's any doubt, I'm just like, I'm not doing it.
Sure.
I'm totally not doing it. Like some people sent me a pedal and I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't like this pedal.
Sure.
It's like, I'll send it back. I'm not into it. And because it's just a waste of time. Like if you're not into it, and plus it's how you build integrity with yourself and with the rest of the community, that they know that you're not going to do something that you don't like. And I'm only doing stuff I like. And you know what? My subscribers were so gracious last night because sometimes we'll kind of decide together as a group what we're going to do the next week. And then last night somebody asked for like, oh, can you learn the solo on this song? And I was like, yeah, I can totally learn that. I know that part, but I don't know it by heart, so I'd have to learn it. And then I started thinking while I was doing it, I was like, man, that means I got to spend like 2 hours learning that solo note by note, and because that's what they wanted, note for note. And then I told him, I go, you know what? Please don't be mad if I don't show up with the song prepared, because like I'm doing bass channel right now and there's a lot of stuff going. And everybody was like, don't worry about it. It's cool. I just made a suggestion. And I realized that they're fine with it too. So as long as I just do what I'm into, I think it also it comes out. Like you can tell the song. Plus, I don't want to learn any boring bass lines. Who wants to do that?
I was going to say, yeah, I remember when you're doing the one Motley Crue cover, one of the last times I was, and you're like, Nikki just plays straight eighth notes here. And I decided, and you almost did a hybrid. It wasn't Mick's part and it wasn't Nikki's part, but it was kind of I think it was like a secondary guitar track in there or something, but you're like, I just do this. And I'm like, and that totally works because you made it your own. And in the spirit of the song, it was still obvious what the song was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fully agree.
And on the flip side, if I'm hired to play a gig, I will learn the song note for note because then I expect the other guitar player to do what he's supposed to do. So and I am very much a stickler to that. Like I learn the song exactly. But if I'm doing covers, my friend even said to me, she goes, "It's your channel. Do what you want," And I was like, "Yeah, right. It is my channel. Do what I want."
That's right.
And
there's my lovely sister Amanda joining us. Nice.
Hi, Amanda.
We've got Noise with Namis here.
Noise with Namis. Thank you.
Let's see here. Bill Spruce says, Nikki, didn't know you before, but because of this, you have a fan. Do what you love. You are your greatest bass influence. Or who are your greatest bass influences?
Oh, Geezer. And we're on Geezer right now. Like he definitely is. His playing, because that's how I learned to play. And I was telling the guys last night, guys and girls last night, I met him 2 years ago at NAMM. I mean, I stood in line for 2 hours to get his autograph. This is what happened. So I told him this story. I said, Geezer, I get up there after 2 hours of us like singing Black Sabbath songs in line. Like it was so cool. And I get up there and I go, Geezer. He's not even looking at me. He's just signing the thing. I go, you taught me how to play bass. And he looks up, he goes, really? And I was like, you're still so humble. You're like the god of that tone. And you're still like, really? I go, yeah, I learned every one of your bass lines. And that's why I learned how to play bass. So that's why I love him. And he's not like the most like fast player. And I think that really has influenced me too. And the main thing was, because I could hear the bass, like I could hear it was different than the guitar. Like if you learn bass with Metallica, you can't really hear the bass separately. And plus the way they mix it, depending on the album, it's so buried under there. It's just a guitar part. And no offense to Cliff. I love Cliff. He's like God.
And then they really buried it after he passed away.
Right. And but when I listen to Geezer, it's like it's so clear what the bass is, especially because his tone was so different that as a beginner, I could really identify what he was doing. So he's my greatest influence, And then there's others that are great. Every time I hear a great bass line, I don't even care if it's been played on keyboard. I'm like, I love it.
Right.
And Cliff, I love Cliff too. But I think Geezer like influenced me the most. But not his tone though. I always knew I wanted a different tone than Geezer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hobo Rudy says, yeah, Geezer was the first of his kind. I agree. Bill Spruce is agreeing. Hello to Mickey Studelmeyer. Sean Zimmerman, I'll just say hello to everybody on his behalf. He's busy listening, and he's busy as well. Justin Cox in Utah, good to see you, man. Half Ace. Well, we got 56 people in here already.
Nice. Wow, you get so many people on your streams. It's incredible.
Must be doing well. I think it's all the guests myself. Yeah, I'm just saying, because I get much more higher viewership on Sundays than Mondays when I go solo. Because they're like, "Oh, he's playing guitar." Nope, thanks.
Well, maybe they're
better to talk about
it.
Hurricane Moon, hello. Guitar Man 45. See everyone. All the channel members are using their special emojis. Awesome. Knucklehead says, Nikki drags even a beginner like me through her live streams teaching cool bass lines.
Yeah. Yeah, that brightens my day. Like that people, and this is when I decided I was going to continue on with the series. Really what it was is I was preparing for I would prepare like all week for the live stream. And I would have stuff like industrial songs in the style of country, right? And so I'd have to like prepare and like practice them and figure out what I'm going to do. And then I would improvise also, so it was really fun. But then I was like, 1 week I didn't have time, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do like teach him a bass line. I can't even remember which one it was. Because every week there's so much I can't remember what I did. But and then what happened was the magic moment was when I said, okay, are you guys, it was Cream, right? So I said, okay, are you guys ready? Let's go through the song. And the comments were scrolling like they are right now. All of a sudden, we are playing the song, and the comments stop. Just stop. Right. And then when I stopped playing, when we were done playing, and I was like, that was great, whatever. I was like, yeah, I love that song. Then the comments started again. And I was like, wow, people really stopped and played the freaking bass. So I was like, nice. I'm doing this.
Oh yeah.
Live lesson.
My cousin Doug, I should point out, I also do a podcast with my cousin Doug on Wednesdays, an auto racing podcast. He says, I find that on Wednesdays, people tune in to see me. That's right. They all tune in to see him, not me.
That's right, Doug.
And hello to Amp Top Demos. Good to see you, Nick. And we got lovely Emma tuning in from the UK, and Gary Tholander as well. David Ennis. Wow. Everybody's jumped. Thomas Santiago. I always have to sing his name.
Yeah.
Fruitcake Tony. He says, am I early? You're about 15 minutes in, Tony, but we're waiting for you. Yeah, we could just recap. Hi, how are you? And thank you, Brad Miller. And I believe I saw somebody else putting in links to Nikki's YouTube channel. And there's a link to her website as well down below. Hello, Janice, PJ and the Beard. And I saw a new name, Anthony Murphy. He says, hey, from Oakville. Awesome. Welcome to the channel. Love seeing new names in here as much as I love seeing returning names.
Is anybody here for the first time? Tell us you're new. We want to get to know you.
Yes. Anybody new watching? Because also, let's be honest, you could tune in like 5 times. I'd be like, hey, you're new. And they're like, not really. You just don't remember. And you're like, yeah, you're probably right. Nice. We got 60 people in here. Man, that's better than one of my live gigs.
Great. Better than one of your live gigs. Speaking of live gigs, the last show I was at was the one I played for my record release. My new album just came out.
Yay.
I'm dropping it right now. I'm name dropping, album dropping. So yeah, shameless plug. It just came out in May, and so and when you said 60, like that's how many tickets I had for sale. Because I had rented a hall and it fit about 100 people. So I knew like people would show up without buying tickets. So but it sold out and it was so much fun. And anyway, that album just came out, so you can get it streamed everywhere. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, it's streaming everywhere, and you can get physical copies on Bandcamp or CD Baby or Amazon, all that stuff. But yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel because that's where I'm most active. My website, I think it's been the same website for years, a few years.
So Six String Brian claims he's new. I say claims. And Mark Taft says, I'm definitely not new. No, considering Mark and I have known each other for about 30 years.
Isn't that cool to have 30-year friends that come on the streams?
Oh, hell yeah. Well, Mark, he's helped me out in a variety of projects I've done. He's my right-hand man when it comes to gigging. He's my roadie, guitar tech, and yeah, really helps me out a lot, especially the absent-minded stuff. He'd be like, dude, here's a bottle of water. I haven't seen you drink anything in 2 hours. You're like, yeah, you're right. I probably should. Milt says he subbed to Nikki's channel. Awesome.
Yay! Turn on notifications.
Yes. Last show I played, I substituted playing bass in a band last October. That was fun.
A long time ago.
Yeah, nothing like getting the phone call, 4:30 in the afternoon. Hey, what are you up to tonight? Not much. You? He goes, you want to play bass? Sure.
Yeah, if it's blues.
Classic rock covers.
Oh.
And it's just like, okay. He's like, do you want to see the set list? I'm like, is there a point? It's not like we get to rehearse or anything before we're gigging. And I was loading in 3 hours later.
And it's like Journey and Styx, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, what is it? He goes, yeah, it's the usual stuff. I'm like, all right, and it's like the first song was Rocky Mountain Way. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And I said, worst case scenario, let me just see the guitar player's left hand all night.
Right.
I'm good.
Well, that sounds great. Everybody needs a Mark in their life. I have a manager. I call her my handler, my mangler, my manager. So she just becomes the mangler. She's Jen. And I found out she even does more than I even already thought. She hands me the water. She reminds me to do that. She reminds me camera angles. She does all that stuff. She gets a lot of behind the scenes footage. And she warns me about things. She'll text me and go, you need to do this. You need to do that. Because maybe something's blown up on Twitter. And recently I found out she was also my crowd control, my COVID crowd control.
Ooh.
People would get close and I was like, turn on Einsters die Neubelt and they'll walk away. That's what we did.
Absolute Ma'am has a question. He says, Nikki has a video playing at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Does she know Caleb from Nerd Halen? Caleb Rappaport of the band Nerd Halen.
Nerd Halen. That's the one where the singer is, what is his name?
Hal Sparks.
Hal Sparks, yeah. Because I met him at Rams, which is Rock Against MS, and he was being the MC that day. And then he also played at another gig I played at, but I don't really know the rest of the band. I only met them once because we played at a different jam together. So I don't actually know them, but they are so good. Clark sings really good.
My cousin Doug's trying to save me. He says he's known me for 46 years. This is true. This is true. Let's see. We had a new name in the chat here. Textual Spark says, Ben, what band do you dislike the most, but most people love?
It's a good question.
All right, I'm going to piss off Mark Taft, so he already knows. That would be The Doors.
Guy off. Oh, The Doors.
Yeah, I'm not a Jim Morrison fan in any way, shape, or form.
Well, didn't he lock his girlfriend in the closet and set the place on fire? I feel like, that's
yeah.
Right? Not a great thing to do.
Hey, Adam D. Good to see you, man. Dan in New Jersey. Okay, Dan in New Jersey's asking, who does Nikki think is the greatest bass player of all time?
The greatest bass player of all time. I mean, there's so many. I think that, when I was a kid, all of my answers are going to be like this. When I was a child, I had
what was that, like 5 years ago? Come on now.
I had things like favorite colors, favorite bands, favorite song. And then, the more experience that I have in life, I just like everything has a different purpose, just like the 11 basses that I have. These two are my favorite, but well, I guess I do have a favorite bass, but the other ones have purposes too. So the best bass player of all time, I have a favorite bass player of all time, which is Geezer, but I think you asked for the best one. I don't know. I might say something like Victor Wooten, just because when I hear him play, first of all, it upsets me because I feel like, just quit. You'll never play like that, so it kind of upsets me when I hear him.
Yeah, Textual Spark was going John Entwistle or Geddy Lee. I'm like, yeah, for me, it's probably Geddy Lee. Unless I just need that solid driving beat, then nobody beats Steve Harris.
Oh, you're right, Geddy Lee. Why do I keep forgetting about Geddy Lee?
I don't know.
I love him. And I love his tone.
Yeah, great tone.
I love so many bass players and so many tones. I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily consider the best is the fastest or the one that, I just love tone. I mean, I love Mike Starr. I know Matt Starr. That's why I always get confused. It's like, I love Mike Starr. He's probably not the greatest bass player, but I love his tone,
Sure.
So
I get it.
Hey,
good to see you. Welcome back, Frank. We got Frank Rashad here from Yamaha Line 6. He says, lover at Ampeg Yamaha Guitar Group.
Yes. And Craig brought up Chris Squire. Yes, Chris Squire. Why do I forget about him? You know what? Yeah. I heard something because I saw at Bass Player Live when they used to have it. Chris Squire was doing an interview. Was it Chris Squire? Or was it? I think it was him or it was his engineer. But anyway, they said they were messing with him, and they said it was on Roundabout. They said the mixer was like, I'm going to turn the bass way up, like out of control, like wrong level, like completely out of like not right level.
Right.
And then I'm going to let the band come in and say, okay, it's done. What do you guys think? And he was going to mess with the band. And the band came in and was like, it's genius. That's incredible. And they kept it like that. And they started mixing all their albums like that. Isn't that a killer story?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
His tone is phenomenal.
Yes, six-string Brian, who used to make a living playing a four-stringer, and now he's converted to the dark side with six strings. He's asking if those are some Spectre basses back there.
Yes, they are. This is the TW. This is the TW35. It's a BEAD 35 scale bass with EMG humbuckers, and it has a tone pump inside that can be adjusted because it's after a certain year, and that's like I do all my Slipknot covers on that because then I'll tune it the way that Paul tuned it. I think B F sharp B E, and then this is the Euro LT. Spectre Euro LT. It's the new model of the LX. It's the LT, and it's chambered, so it weighs. I looked it up yesterday. It weighs 1 pound less than the other ones, but you can feel the difference.
It's amazing what a pound makes.
I know. And it, instead of having the tone pump inside, it has dark glass electronics that are like custom electronics preamp active. And let's see, the pickups are Bartolini's that are also custom wound.
Oh, nice.
They use EMGs. And the reason that this dark glass situation is so much better than the tone pump is because like with my other LX, it's way too hot for my DAW. Like it's great live, but once you try to record with it and you can't adjust the tone pump, then you have to start messing with the input and the knobs on the bass, and you start losing the tone that was the reason you love the bass. And so I was really frustrated with that. And this one the TW35 with the tone pump that you can adjust, I had to adjust the heck out of that to get it to work in my DAW. And but the LT, it's just perfect. Like you plug it in and the level's perfect. It's not too hot. Nice. And it still like kills it. It still has all that growl, and it's got an ebony fretboard, and it's got some updates on the tuning. The tuning pegs are a little bit better quality. So I really love this upgrade. That's my new favorite bass. So I'm going to get a new one to replace this one that's just like this one, but it's going to be BEAD, and it's going to be purple matte.
Nice.
Bang. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I need a purple guitar. Everybody needs a purple one.
Everybody does.
See, yeah, a few people have mentioned some great bass players in here. Obviously, the other day, somebody had mentioned it, like underrated bass players. Michael Anthony.
Oh, he was holding it down.
He was.
I love John Taylor. I love John Taylor.
Yes.
And John Taylor is so humble. He's always like, I didn't even know how to play. So he still has this idea. Like I knew how to play before I joined bands, but he didn't know how to play when he formed Duran Duran and started making records. So he's still in his mind. He's still so humble. Like, I don't even know how to play. And it's like, you've done some revolutionary stuff, but it's because other people would come into his life and influence him. Like Niles Rodgers was teaching him the octave thing that became so, his signature type of thing. But he's so humble about his bass playing. And then when you hear him, he does these live streams now on Instagram, and he's got this series, I forget what it's called. But he'll break down a bass line for a song. And the way he breaks it down is he's so, Kim Deal. I see Kim Deal. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that in 1 second. But the way he breaks down the song is, that he is fully invested in that song, in how it moves and how to make the bass line work with the song. And I just find that invaluable as a bass player.
Sure.
Now, Kim Deal, the reason I love her so much is because she's got that heavy, like punk feel, and then she sings like an angel.
Mm-hmm.
She's got like both spectrums, and it adds so much to the Pixies. And then when she had the Breeders, it was just, I love her, even though she was on guitar in the Breeders.
Right. A borrowed guitar at that.
What? It was borrowed?
Her sister.
Oh, right.
She's just like, yeah, you have guitars. I'll just use a couple of yours in the band. Like, doesn't even, but that's her. Like, that's the awesomeness of her. It's like, like what do I play through? I don't know. Ask my tech, because he's the one that sets it up. I just play. I just make music. I make art. That's it. Woo, that was loud.
That's like real artists, real artistry. When they, I don't know, they just like, they exude creativity. Like things just come out and you're like, that's genius. And they're like, I was snoring. You're like, still sounds amazing.
Textual Sparks asking opinions on Paul McCartney. He was a decent bass player.
Yeah. When I had to learn some Beatles lines, I thought, oh, that's a very creative bass line, and oh, that's very interesting. And but if I had to rate him, I would say I feel like his songwriting is what really shines.
Yeah.
And probably that's why the bass playing is so interesting, because he's probably pulling in the bass line that he thinks works best with the song. Because I'm a songwriter, so that's completely my thing. And I'm a bass player, so it's like 50-50. But I'm not out trying to be Victor Wooten, obviously.
Right.
Because I'm not trying to do that, but I'm committed to the song. If the song tells me I need to play one note on the one for 8 bars, I will do it. I'm not going to get bored and have to throw in a riff because I'm dying,
And I'm just going to throw it out there. I am hearing some serious thunder outside. So if we drop out here, folks, I do apologize, but I'm hearing one hell of a storm outside. Boy, everyone know. Come on now, Guitar Man 45 and Electro Mega. Everybody knows Lemmy is God.
That's another one where he was playing through a guitar amp.
Yeah.
To, get the tone that he wanted. Hey, you got a super chat.
Dang, Frank. Thank you very much, sir.
Frank.
Appreciate it. That will go towards a bottle of vino. Maybe I'll pick up a nice California wine.
See, if I
John
drank
Deacon?
all my subs that they were buying booze for me, but I can't even do that. But with this heat wave, I'm going to tell them they're buying bags of ice at this point.
There we go. Knucklehead Zero says you're a fan of Skinny Puppy.
Yes. Now they don't have a bass player, and I know we were talking about bass players, but yeah, I mean, talking about like influences and things like that. Well, this is kind of a funny story. I love Skinny Puppy and I love industrial music. So I basically I love punk, and then I love industrial. All the genres that nobody likes. and it's another thing, like there's a lot of classic rock and there's a lot of this and that, and because I was trying to like figure out what road to take on YouTube. I was like, I'm just gonna do what I love. It doesn't matter. I'm doing punk songs and Slipknot songs. I'm not gonna just stay in one genre. But I have a lot of friends that actually, when I was growing up, none of my friends liked Skinny Puppy. They hated it. And so when I would drive, I would say, I'm driving, we're listening to what I want. And yep. I didn't have a radio in my car. I had like a boom box with batteries in it, like,
hey,
I would make my friend Nikki sit it on her lap, and I would play my Skinny Puppy cassettes, She's like, what is this? Because she's a hair metal girl.
Right.
Like, what is this terrible? What is he even doing? He's just like going, I was like, it's genius and I love it. And I was like, it's my car and we're gonna listen to what I want.
I most of my friends missed out on Skinny Puppy, but I remember any friends I had that had any older siblings, especially, like it was huge in that age group, just 3 years older than me type thing. So it'd be like, yeah, hair metal fans would go off to college and they come back, first break for Thanksgiving, and it's all like Skinny Puppy and Ministry, and I was like, what happened? And then they play for, I'm like, ooh, that's angry. Okay.
It is angry. That's what I love. That's so demented and disturbed. I'm like, this is exactly how I feel.
I used to skateboard to a lot of industrial. We'd always have industrial playing on a boombox while skateboarding.
Industrial on a boombox. It's a thing.
It is. Yeah. And I don't think they ever made the digital age cassettes. That's it. On cassette. All
right. Oh, I love Ministry. I've been putting it out in the universe that I want to join Ministry. I have been putting it out hard. And I've even been like emailing the guitar player, like, hey, when your bass player can't make the tour, just here's my number. So trying to work. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Knucklehead says, yeah, I'm 53, right in the industrial boom for sure. Hey to Crowbar. We got Crowbar tuning in. Awesome. And Fruitcake Tony, I can say, will be on 2 weeks from tonight. Fruitcake Tony's going to be my guest.
Ooh. What does he do? What's his story? I love
Fruitcake Tony hosts a live stream every Saturday afternoon at 4 Eastern, talking guitar picks, kind of guitar picks along with a specific band each week. They choose a genre. It's co-hosted with him and Mr. Steve Rosen, famous rock writer, who's also a huge collector in the guitar pick world. So Steve will tell some stories about the band, and they both will show off merch and guitar picks from those bands. And they have two of the best collections in the world, probably.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. Wilrella, hello?
Somebody gave me a Jade guitar pick. I know it has nothing to do with it, but did they go into like, oh, this material sounds different than that material type of thing?
I've seen more. They've just shown up various picks that the guitarists have used over the years, and you can see them change over time.
Does he have the pick of destiny?
Good question. I believe I do. I think I have one in my Bolo pick sitting on the amp back there.
You can't have one. There is only one. You either have the...
Well, it may have traveled on to another dimension. I'm not sure. It was in there at one time.
Okay.
Thank you, Brad Miller. He's posting some links to your music on here.
Oh, thank you, Brad. And then I also live stream. It sounds like I'm not ever going to be able to catch his live stream because mine is at 1 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays. So, yeah.
Hello, welcome Thunder Falcon. Another new name in here. Nice. Lenny Lou, hello. Oh, we got 67 people in here. BC Rich 581. Nice.
So cool.
I don't know if I asked this or not because I have no memory. Do you like or listen to Rammstein at all?
Yeah, I do. I listen to them if they come on a playlist that I'm already kind of listening to. So, and it's not because I don't like them or anything. It's just, I don't know. Once I love, this is why, okay, I have a friend that's a DJ, right? And thank God, because she's how I listen to new music or even music that's not even new, but it's new to me. Because once I like love something, I just kind of love it and listen to it. And
Sure.
Rammstein just never kind of jumped into my heart the way like Ministry and Skinny Puppy did, or Black Sabbath, or
Sure.
Slipknot or something. There's just, and I can listen to a song over and over, over and over. If I love it, it never gets old to me.
Shout out to we got Max jumping in, Metalhead Hippie, Michael LaPants, Tora's in here. Wow, we got all kinds of people jumping in.
Metalhead Hippie, that's awesome.
Yeah, Metalhead Hippie will be on after me tonight, folks, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Okay, cool. So Metalhead Hippie, I have a question for you. Are you a Metalhead Hippie? I'm guessing it's a yes. I'm a Metalhead Hippie Punk.
Nice.
Maybe I should change my name to that, and we'll do a collab.
Nice. Yeah, he's up in Alaska.
What does he do on his live stream?
He will play music on occasion. He'll play some videos of people that put out songs during the week. He's very community based. So like if you put out a bass cover, he may, hey, check out the latest thing Nikki did, and he'll show it to his live viewers. And he's all about helping everybody promote and just raise that tide up for everybody. Great guy.
So I actually have a question then. I did a Joy Division live stream because all of a sudden one day it was the 30-year anniversary, or actually probably 50. I can't think of it. 40. Yes, it was the 40-year anniversary of the release of Joy Division's. I think it was Closer. Yeah, Closer. And so I decided I'm going to do Joy Division Peter Hook Day. And so I decided, I'm going to show the video so everybody can watch the video while I'm playing the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it killed the live stream because it like hit some sort of copyright situation and killed the live stream. But I think I found a way around it. Should I mention it, or is
sure?
Figure it out. Okay, so in this, because I did it again last night, but I did it at the end of the stream, so in case it cut us off, it was the end.
Sure.
So I did so I've got a Mac, so I did record the screen. So I just recorded the video and then played that file instead of playing it live from YouTube, and nothing happened, so it seemed fine.
Interesting.
But
nice.
Also, I don't think it was a copywritten release song either. So
I love. Tor says, "I'm thinking about making a Megadeth reggae cover band called Megadread."
Ooh,
I love it.
Very creative.
Knucklehead's asking if there's any upcoming covers you're willing to share, or an upcoming covers album, in fact.
I love you, Knucklehead. Yes, there is. We got a super chat. Let's acknowledge.
Jose Benito Martinez Jr., one of my favoriteest names in YouTube. Thank you, sir. He says, Ben, great live interaction with Nikki. The interaction between guest and host makes it so worthwhile. Cheers from Santa Clarita.
Oh, Santa Clarita is local.
Mm-hmm.
Are you dying of heat out there right now? Because I am. I'm in Hollywood, so I'm close to you. Okay, what were we saying? Oh, the covers album. Yes, I'm doing a covers album, and I started realizing that I was covering all these songs that had the word black in it. So I was thinking like, oh, that is black, something like that. And then I was like, wait, I've got other songs that don't have the word black in it. So yes, I have a covers album coming out for Christmas time. And I'm going to do that. And it's going to have like a subtitle, which is because who wants Christmas songs on a Christmas album?
Nice.
I have one Christmas song, you know. It's like a
Nice.
cover of someone else's cover of a song. So you
Right
can
on.
hardly identify that it's the original. But yeah, it's gonna have just some weird stuff that just doesn't follow my genre, doesn't fit on my albums, but I just love the songs, so I do them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who else I see? We got Dwight Bailey joining in. We got 76 people watching. If you haven't already, please give this a thumbs up. We could use the thumbs ups here. It helps promote the channel. And of course, if you're new, please subscribe and ring that bell.
Ring my bell.
Yes. Let's see here. Metalhead Hippie says, Nicki Tedesco likes my name. My life's complete.
The angels sing. You know, that's how I felt when the bass players stopped commenting and started playing bass. I was like, my life is now complete. I can die happy.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Man, that usually happens like a couple of times during NAMM week. You're just that random encounter with somebody. Also, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm good. That's it right there. Hey, Winston McKay, hello. Janice is asking, any advice for newbie bass players?
Oh, yes, I have a ton. First of all, if you don't know what you're doing, just ride the E. Because most 80% you'll get through the song. You'll be fine. And these are my mistakes. Oh, break up with your boyfriend. I'm just saying. They will hold you back, I promise. No, don't.
Or you can wait until you're 3 or 4 years into your music career and then it really bites you in the ass. But yeah.
But no. So some of the mistakes I made, I would say yes to every band that asked me to join instead of like starting to write my own songs. Or finding like the best band or finding the band that I don't want to say pays, because sometimes that doesn't matter, but like literally the best band. Play with people that are better than you.
I will say best band that pays, but that's not necessarily a monetary thing. Because if you have a great camaraderie, that's pay. You know, if you really develop if you develop as a musician, because these are great musicians you're working with, that's pay.
Yeah. If you decide to join a cover band, do it for a set period of time so that you can learn a hell ton of songs and then get out. Because the pay is tempting. It's so tempting that you will waste years of your life making money that if you really do the math, it's about $5 an hour. Because they got you learning 100 songs and traveling, 3 hours away. But play with the metronome. Start everything slow and then speed it up. And that's pretty much it. Just practice a lot.
In whichever band you're playing in, become friends with your drummer.
Yeah, you got to work together.
Is if you have a drummer and bass player that really get along, they're going to sync that much better.
Yep. Exactly.
Frank's like, yeah, no NAMM this year. That's going to suck, especially, I'm going to say especially for me. I'm going to be selfish here because, you know what? The end of January in Canada, usually since I drive through a blizzard to get to the airport, hoping my flight's not canceled so far, both years that I've flown down, a week in Southern California is pretty damn nice at the end of January. Just saying.
Yeah. One more thing for the gal that asked about the bass. Come join my live streams on Saturday, because what I'm doing is I've been teaching bass lines that are basically beginner like I'll do the intermediate song on the evening live stream and then the beginner on the afternoon live stream. And we're learning songs.
And Janice says, I get along with my drum machine just fine.
Yes, Janice. That's right.
Good. Yeah, your drum machine will drink less of your beer too.
Exactly. Won't complain.
Hey, Jack Collins, Great Vanzini. Good to see you guys.
Here.
Nice. And Frank said, yeah, he said 2022. So we got to keep an eye on the Ampeg Yamaha Guitar Group in 2022. Nice.
Is that a hint that something special is going to happen, or
continue doing some work with Mike Bradley in the UK? I'm just saying. Mike's a friend. Great guy, great player. He likes his Yamaha stuff.
Oh, I want to tell you guys something new that's happened. I just hit 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
Yay!
I'm so excited. And the reason I'm really happy is because I feel like they're all they're all people that really like my stuff. Like I haven't had like a steep incline because they're real. They really are into my content. It's not just like, oh, subscribe is whatever.
Right.
Because I like this one video. So that's been great. And then one other thing is I'm now a permanent contributing member. I mean, as permanent as life can be to the bass channel.
Nice.
They have 50,000 subscribers and like
That's awesome. Congrats.
Something.
Emma just dropped in here. She says Mike Bradley is my guitar tutor.
Oh,
that is awesome. Mike
cool.
is a phenomenal player.
Wow.
I'm pretty damn jealous. And Brad Miller's like, maybe that Ampeg behind Nikki needs some help there, Frank.
What can you do for me, Frank? Is there some mod? Because I have a couple of them. So you can do it to one of them. I love this little thing. I can carry it. The top fits in a back. I can't figure out where I am. Where is it? The top fits in a backpack, and then I hold the other one in my hand. So it's like it's the total barbecue bass amp.
Nice. Hey, BV, salut mon ami. I missed that. I'm going to have to catch the replay of that. BV is in Switzerland. Finger on the pulse here. I forgot Ian Thornley was live. I read somewhere. Well, that's right, because BV had posted in our Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, folks, we do have a Canucks with Guitars Facebook group, so join on in with the fun. BV is one of the admins of the group, and he posts some really cool links in there. Awesome. Wow, 74 are watching. See, I think Will's right. He said I should have you on more often, apparently.
Oh. I'll come on anytime you want.
Nice. Fruitcake Tony says, I was subbed to the bass channel already, and now I'm subbed to you. There you go. Nice.
Yeah, we're doing a series of 5 bass players in one song. Oh. And so 5 bass players write a different bass line for the same song. And then they explain like what their methodology was in writing the line. And then you get to hear them and like whatever effects they used and all that kind of stuff. And you get to compare. They all have different basses. And the next one, Nathan Navarro is playing, is going to be one of the bass, I think. I think they're still trying to get him.
So you just wait for the one that just rides the E and goes, and what is the reason for that? I decided to phone it in. Although I remember when we bring a new song into my last band, the bass player would say to me, what key is it in? And he was just hoping for A. He always loved playing an A because he could play all open strings so he could drink while playing. And then if we were playing outside, then he could smoke as well. And that was just great because he'd just be, riding those open strings. He'd grab out a smoke and light it and grab a drink and just.
See, Emma, you just ride that E.
Yep. Winston McKay says, I need a fan as well.
I had fans everywhere last night because even my computer started like acting up because it was 90 in here.
Nice. Fruitcake, you had joined it a little late. He is asking some of your bass hero influences. Oh. Well, we know Geezer, Cliff Burton. I do love Jason Newsted also. What's the hardest song you've learned? The hardest song I learned definitely was AOV by Slipknot. Nice. And then there's a bass solo in there, and I did learn it, but I didn't actually love what it was, and so I kind of wrote my own. So that was fun, having to write my own. Nice. Also. Max just subbed you. Good. Hey, thank you, Max. Not too sure, Rhodey. I haven't spoke to Phil in a few months now. I think I haven't spoke to him since about Easter, unfortunately. Hope he's doing well. Let's see here. Hey, Justin. Brian Lamb says Moondance is impossible. For me, it was U2's New Year's Day. I could not get the rhythm down till I got rid of my pick and I had to finger pick it. Interesting. Yeah, it's just couldn't do it. I was just like, nope, not with a pick, not this one.
There is actually a Jocko song. So AOV was the hardest because it's fast and there's so many different parts, and you have to pick really fast and tight. And to make it sound clean is what's hard. But I could do it. I could physically do it. But there is this Jocko song where I still had to like slow it down just to play it. Then I would have to speed it up. And I don't know what happened, but I dropped the ball. I don't think I ever learned it because I was like, screw it, you know.
Fruitcake Tony's asking if either of us ever watched Davey 504. I think I'm subbed. That rings a bell.
Yeah, he's the bass player with like 8 million subs. And he didn't talk on his videos for a few years. And now he talks and people love it even more because he's Italian and he says, you know, like very little. And there's a lot of comedy that he mixes in with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I like that. That's why I leave some of the mistakes in with my demos and stuff. I gotta leave some levity in there. And usually the guitar out of tune, that's not the one that's on purpose. Although I had that the other day because there's one video out there where the guitar just wouldn't stay in tune during the demo. And sure enough, I get another comment on it the other day. He's like, all he says, your guitar is out of tune, not bothering to see the other 10 people that said the same thing. So I just replied, yep.
So Ben Tom says, slap like now, because he's like, slap like now. that's what Davey 504 says.
That's right. Slap like now.
Slap like now.
Hey, there's Music Therapy Laz. Got to hang out with him during NAMM this year. He's been lurking. Imagine that. He's from the Bay Area.
Nice. There's something interesting I find about Davey 504 too, is I don't think his subscribers are all bass players. I mean, there's not 8 million bass players in the world, is there?
And that's right, Brian Ladrith. He says guitar out of tune prevents copyright strikes. I like that. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm not the best, Laz. I'm just easily impressionable. But it was awesome hanging out with Laz because he came over Sunday morning over to the house I was staying at, hang out. We were supposed to go to a guitar show on the Sunday. We're going to play hooky and not go to NAMM the last day. Go to this guitar show. We didn't make it to the show, and Laz left the following evening. So yeah, because it turned into, what was it? We're staying at our buddy JJ's house. We also had Aaron from Albus Band there. Myself, Laz stopped by, and then I don't even remember what happened that night. We're hanging out. Well, okay, I do know NAMM week. We were hanging out, like partying like musicians, and then the next day we went over to another YouTuber's house, and he's like, "Yeah, I should probably get headed back. I'm driving back to San Francisco tonight." I'm like, "Damn, buddy, right? Okay, sure."
Who even goes to Sunday NAMM? Nobody goes.
No. Thanks, Laz. He says, you're the best at what you do. Great guest. Nikki is awesome. Yes, she is.
Thank you, Laz.
Damn. Yes, I keep forgetting to say that, Landreth, because I keep getting demonetized if I yell damn too much. Yes, really? BV, please post a link in the chat. He asked if he could post a link to the live stream of Ian Thornley's, and considering Ian is a huge influence on me, and I'm a huge fan of his, please do.
That is so cool that they're asking you if they can post links in the comments.
Yeah, well, he's one of my moderators, and he likes to check first. And
that is so cool.
Ian being a fellow Canuck with guitars.
Oh, so what do you mean he's one of your moderators? I mean, I know what a moderator is, but so the moderator doesn't have to be with you, or are they watching? Are they like blocking people?
Yeah, they could be blocking people, so we don't even have to worry about nastiness getting in. It just frees you up to do, for us to do our thing, and then I'd be like, hey, can somebody post a link to Nikki's channel in here? And then boom, one of the moderators will throw one in here.
That is so cool.
This channel's always gravitated or attracted some negativity for some reason. I think it's because I try to keep it really positive. So like we had 3 thumbs downs before we even started today.
So weird with the thumbs down.
God, yeah, sad people.
First of all.
There we go. BB just posted it. Thank you, BB.
So question, did they have to log in as you, like on Google or on YouTube?
No, I do it on my end. I can add anyone I see in the chat. You can click on their name, the 3 dots in the YouTube chat, and you can just choose add moderator.
Awesome. Good. Thank you. See,
Yeah. Or you can copy and paste their channel in, I believe it's on the community tab in YouTube Studio. So you're offline, you want to add me as a mod, you can just go to my channel, copy the URL and paste it into that. And it'll be like, oh, you're talking about Ben? You're like, yeah, that's who I want as a mod.
Oh. Okay.
And BC Rich says, no, but some of us are members of Ben's channel. Yes. I don't know. Can members post a link or not? I don't think they can. I'm not sure. How about BC Rich? Why don't you try posting a link in the chat, see if it works? Are you a big fan of Black Sabbath? And Melanie Makue? Or Makui?
Is she a drummer?
Mayhem says no. Okay. Oh. As far as, for posting links, I guess.
Oh.
That's very kind of you to say, Frank. He says, thumbs downs for Ben or Lame, one of the best channels on the planet. I really appreciate that, sir.
Wow. Bass. Oh. It's like somebody just posted bass. I was like, yeah. Bass. Oh, okay, but he's answering the question. I don't know her. I've actually never heard them. Or do I know the singer?
Hello, Anthony.
Oh, never mind.
Jose Benito Martinez Jr. Man, see, his name just rolls off so much I have to sing it.
I know.
Question for Nikki. Did she listen to Jack Bruce, Geezer Butler, John Whistle, and of course Jocko?
Yes, Jocko. I was obsessed with Jocko when I was a kid, and I pulled all the when I started playing, and I pulled all the frets off all my basses, all 2 of them. And then I started with the fretless bass, but to actually learn to play, I learned from Geezer. Yes, I love Jack Bruce because I sing and play, so I took a lot of inspiration from him. In fact, I just did Jack Bruce night last week on my live streams, and John Entwistle. I never really got into his bass playing, just not on purpose, not because I didn't like it, but only recently I've listened and gone, that's genius, I don't know why. It's just, it's just, when you first start, it's like, I had to feel it, And I think by the time I started playing bass, I was so sick of Led Zeppelin, right? That's the bass player for Led Zeppelin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was so sick of them just because they were on the radio everywhere, every day, all the time. I did not want to sit and listen to their songs again and again to learn. So that's why I think I just kind of rebuked them.
I can't have enough of that. I have Jimmy Page's Les Paul tattooed on my arm.
I mean, I love them. It was just too much of it. It taught me the less is more lesson,
I get it. Yes, yeah. Electromega, Boris the Spider. That's a great song. It's funny Will mentions that. He's like, does Nikki like or heard of Susie Quattro?
Of course. I love Susie Quattro.
Well, it's funny because I had to rehearse saying your name several times because you have this cool vibe that reminds me of you'd be an honorary Tuscadero, from the Happy Day show, like Nicki Tuscadero, the other cousin.
I know. I've been called Nicki Tuscadero like since I was 13.
Well, good.
Called me Nicki Tuscadero, so I wouldn't have minded. I would have loved it. But I recently I was suggested to do a Susie Quattro night. And so I recently started listening to her songs and I was like, I don't love it. I mean, I love her as an icon, as an inspiration, as like a creative person, just like Kim Deal. Like she just was awesome when she first came out. I mean, she still is awesome, but I'm saying she was like a force of nature, which I can really respect and love that. But when I listen to the music, I'm like, I don't know. It's okay. It's okay for me right now. But I don't want to learn a bunch of those songs. I only learn the stuff I like.
Will says 13. What, a year ago?
Thank you.
Nice. Hey, there's last week's cohort. Aaron from Albus Band is here. Good to see you, man. Says just finishing dinner. Hello, everyone. And there's RJ Ronquillo from Nashville. Good to see you, RJ. Great live stream yesterday. Talking about weird pedals.
Oh, so Fruitcake Tony says he's been playing guitar, but he just got a bass, and now he's going to check out my channel. And yes, good, because I always give tips and things when I'm teaching bass lines, and I always give it's not super deep theory because I don't like theory; it bores me. So so I just explain enough for you to understand and know.
You break it down, and you use real nice, easy words. So I learned theory without learning theory, and I'm not lost. I'd be like, oh wow, I think Nikki just taught me something. Cool.
Really? That's like what? Do you remember?
I don't remember. But I don't know if I can't remember if it was a technique or it was something, but it was just like, wow, the way you explained it was like it was really easy to understand. I was just like, that's awesome.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry. He just gave us the heads up. He's also the timekeeper of the channel. 1 hour live, 77 watching, and 60 thumbs ups. Gives us the stats. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
Sweet.
And John, hello and welcome. Another new name. Wow, we got a lot of new names in here. So please, if you dig it, please subscribe. BV had mentioned, he goes, so Ian Thornley talks and demonstrates a couple of his outside links. Okay, awesome. Good to see everyone in here.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot call it. Yeah, he says, okay, Nikki teaches without teaching. It's learning. Oh, skipped ahead. Where do you go there? I missed it. You're teaching without teaching. There we go. It's learning through entertainment. Yes. And hello to Islander Winder.
Thank you. That's such a great compliment. Because ultimately, like what I was saying last night was, I don't teach theory. I do teach bass playing and bass performance and songwriting, but not theory. I'm going to fall asleep. It's not brain stuff anyway, because it starts making you think, oh, it's brain stuff. And it's not brain stuff. It's heart stuff when you're playing. So that's, you lose sight of that. You start learning too much theory and all of how to talk, how it works. And you don't need to know how it works. It's magic. Does it sound good?
Exactly. Yeah. It's all wizardry. RJ is another great guy at doing that too. He can break something down without breaking it down. Although I still got to figure out that bloody scale that RJ solos in most of the time, because he adds in those couple extra notes that make every solo sweet. Right. And I don't know how I don't know what the scale is, and I keep forgetting to text him.
It's probably some mode. So wait, somebody said, is it Tor? I don't have my glasses on. As a bass player, what do I wish guitar players knew? Is that that the solo doesn't have to be a show-off session. It should be a melodic experience.
I agree.
Full stop.
Sometimes all you have to do is play the vocal line.
I do that. I do that for my solos. If I'm playing guitar, I'm like, and you know what? It was a great producer that I work with said, just play the vocal line an octave higher with like an effect on it. And I was like, this is genius.
Yep. Totally agree. Totally agree. Everyone's saying hey to each other. Awesome. Terry's comparing your teaching style a lot like how Robert Baker does his lessons.
Oh, I don't know who he is. I'm taking notes.
Oh, he's this cool little kid out of Ohio. You know, he's got, I don't know, 300,000 subs or so.
I guess I should know.
Robert Baker. Another long-haired, bearded guy. Pretty good at playing that guitar.
And music therapy, Laz says, the secret to tone is in the mind, but the fuel comes from your heart, and you need to put them together to make music. Yes, and also what I've noticed too, this blew my mind. I just learned this the other day, so I want to share it because it's so exciting. So with my Spectres, the action is really high, and I didn't really know that because they're my main basses until I would play some basses with a low action, and also a guitarist I was working with was like, I can't even play your basses, the action's too high. And so I started getting this like low action envy, right? And I was like, oh, I can't. And so I tried to take the action down, and I couldn't because they're just not conducive to that. And then I tried. So then I was gifted a bass with really low action, and it's very nice to play. But when I try to dig in, I can't because the action's too low. And I realized that part of my tone is literally in my fingers. Yep. Because I can almost make any bass sound like a Spectre.
Sure.
Because you
I get it.
do it, and that's how you get a growl. Even though with the Spectre, you can just pick it up and it already sounds that way. But
looks like Fruitcake Tony's headed out. He says, "I'll catch you on Canucks with Guitars tomorrow night. I'm going to go check Nikki's channel out for a while. No offense. Peace." Quite all right. Quite all right, Tony.
Oh, and guess what? I wanted to warn you guys. If you're not watching the live stream and I do a cover, because I didn't want to do these because I was getting copyright strikes. Some bands block the content. So once the song starts, it gets blocked and it's completely silent. So you like have to watch the live stream. Just saying.
That's right. Wow, we just hit 80 people watching. Nice.
Woo! Dang.
Do you have any future collaborations with YouTubers in the works?
Do I? I think I do, and I can't remember.
Sounds like me. Wait, is it us? No.
Tonight. And then also bass channel. I'm working with the bass channel a lot. And they are keeping me really busy. So that's mostly it. And I've had a lot of people ask me now, and now I've started to have to say no. So that kind of makes me sad, but it's also,
it's a nice feeling though, in a way, because you're well liked.
And it kind of reminds me of that Emma's question about when I was saying advice for a new bass player, not to like join any band that asks you. It's kind of the same thing. It's like, every time you say yes, you're saying no to something else. So now once you get busy, you really realize, wow, all the things I spent all my time doing, I should have just been really focusing on the stuff I need to say yes to.
All right. See you, Janice. She's headed out.
Bye.
Will says, so Nikki has tone in her fingers. She also has tone hair like Ben. Yes, we both have the tone hair. You got to have the tone hair.
It's in the tip of the hat.
That's right. And the longer it is, the better tone you have.
Right.
And Will says, hey, I'm used to the word no. And thank you, Mayhem. He just posted a link to the bass channel in here.
Oh, cool.
Actually, I am not positive if I am subscribed to the bass channel, but I'm going to have to open it anyways. Boom.
We just did a Rickenbacker showdown that's going to come out. I'm not sure exactly when, but soon, the next few days. And we're also going to expect.
I'm on there now. Awesome.
Great. And then
I just see the latest cover I saw listed. The first one I happened to notice was a cover of Peace Cells by somebody. And man, let's just start Peace Cells, that opening with just that bass. And it's just like, yep, this song's going to be good.
Megadeth?
Yep.
Yeah. I really want to like Megadeth because I love the riffs. But when Dave Mustaine starts singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone asked me on my channel, learn a Megadeth song. And I was like, I literally can't sit through that. I need to get an instrumental version of all the songs, and then I'd be a fan.
Hey, RJ, Mad Raj is in the house. Good to see you, RJ. Jack Collins says, my beard is as long as Ben's hair. You must look like Gandalf.
Gandalf. By the way, we did The Wizard last night, and it was inspired by Gandalf.
Nice.
Geezer wrote all the lyrics. Most of the lyrics for Black Sabbath songs. And he wrote the lyrics for that, and he said it was inspired by Gandalf.
Nice.
He's a master. He's like, he's always looking at the whole song, writing the lyrics, writing the bass. He's incredible.
Kanoko says, by the way, Nikki has the best horror movie scream that I have ever heard from her new album, the song Trapped Inside.
Yes. That's why my voice is gone, because I've been singing probably incorrectly.
Oh, Crowbar, great one-liner. He says, in the meantime, Nikki gets a call from Megadeth to play bass.
And I'd be like trying to weigh my integrity. I'd be like, well, I don't like it. How much does it pay? Well, it's, I get every endorsement I ever wanted, but I already have them. So
Emma was asking for a reminder of when your tutorials are.
They're on my live streams every Saturday, 1 and 7. 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Pacific time.
So that would be 9 p.m. in the UK and
10 p.m. in UK.
Early morning Sunday in the UK.
Exactly.
Yeah, so definitely check out the early show, Emma. It's right there exactly for folks like yourself.
Yeah. So the earlier one is the more beginner song. So next week we're doing Geezer. And then we'll decide to do the next week.
BV says, watch our friend Rick Beato next video do it soon as it reveals the secret to Paige's acoustic tone on Ramble On. Nice, because that is one of my favorite acoustic songs by Zeppelin.
Absolute Mayhem just posted the link to my official video for Trapped Inside.
Nice. Well, I will say he's a big fan.
Thank you, Absolute Mayhem. I'm absolutely grateful. These are some.
I will say I just restored a Dave Mustaine V for him, so
Thank you. This shirt is a Trapped Inside shirt too, by the way.
Nice.
Guy, this is one called Bass Face.
Nice.
Oh, wait, can I show you guys something? I'll see if my camera can pick it up. It's that last night I was practicing. I told you my friend that gets the behind the scenes stuff. And I was practicing. Oh shoot, it's not on my phone. Wait, let me try to find it. And I was getting so into playing the wizard. She just showed me what I was doing, and I was like, I made that face. Why did I make that face? She's like, it's Bass Face. And I was like, yeah, but it's terrible. Let's see if I can find it. You guys are so she legit made a Giphy. Or Jiffy or whatever it's called.
See you, Metalhead Hippie. Have a good one, man.
Bye.
Yeah, keep those questions coming, folks. We'll go for another 20 minutes or so here. Not that I'm feeling it. I'm only going on about 4 hours sleep, but hey, that's what rockers do.
Let's see if this will show. What is that? It's right there. It's like a beaver face.
I was like, at first I was like, is that you? Because your hair's up and you're wearing glasses. I'm like,
yeah, I'm prepping for my live stream. I got glasses on, my hair's in a bun, and it's like the worst bun ever. It's like literally because I'm banging my head, and it's like it's gone from the back to the front, and now it's like falling out. And then I'm all like, I don't even know where that face came.
Sadly, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can relate.
Thank God she was here to catch that. How many drinks until I lose time with a metronome? After 4 beers, I start the lag. I'm sober. I've been sober for 6 years, so I
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I am not making that claim at all. Because I just had a sip, so I don't even think I'm at 60 seconds. But I will say, I only usually drink on air. That's the weird part. Aaron from Albus Band, he and I hung out at Summer NAMM last year, and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to keep up with you. You're quite the drinker. And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, well, every time I see you, you've got a drink in your hand. I was like, yeah, but you only see me on YouTube when I'm live streaming.
Oh.
Outside of that, I rarely drink.
Have you ever done a thing like every time I get a super chat, I'll take a shot?
Yeah, we did that with North Carolina Moonshine one night.
How did that go?
I was sloppy. I'd be like, I like the heck, everybody. And I wasn't that I was completely drunk, but the problem is Moonshine is so high test, it made my entire tongue and jaw numb.
Maybe try some.
I couldn't feel my jaw.
Shots of wine. Do that. Because they're going to give you $1.99. And you're going to have to take a shot. It's not going to.
Well, yeah, we did change it to a minimum because Bent Tom, he just kept doing $2 one, and he would just say, and another, and another, and another.
Bent Tom. That's hilarious.
Tor says, let's get Ben wasted. Well, I'll do a good solid sip of wine for each super chat. That's for sure. Yeah. Gary remembers that. Yeah, because Gary was on screen. And Gary went from going, let's do another hour to all of a sudden he was gone.
Hey, Absolute Mayhem wants us to do shots. Here we go. I'm going to get wasted on this water.
What is your favorite bass line?
My favorite bass line. There's just so many, but let me think about that for a couple seconds. Yikes. I just don't have one.
Well, I just Mayhem or Bent Tom. See, that's why he's called the Wild Man. See, I got to be like RJ. RJ goes live at 9 a.m. Central on Saturdays, and that way he uses it for his taco fund for lunch. So he gets money for tacos, and I get inebriated.
I don't know. I mean, I think most Black Sabbath songs are just I love them. I don't mean to keep going in and on Black Sabbath.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
They're
Michael Crow says nothing will beat 60 cycle hum, $420 super chat, so they did edibles. Now that I could do. I was already thinking about that. Get a bag of like 5 milligram stars, and every $5 super chat, Ben eats a star, and then we'll see how that works.
Wow. That by the end, you're like,
yeah, exactly. Someone's like, does anyone know how to end the live stream remotely? People are like phoning the house phone, trying to wake up the rest of the family. Can someone go turn off Ben's computer? All you have to do is just close the screen. It'll take care of it.
You're like 22-hour live stream of you sleeping.
Mark says, on the 29th of this month, it's his new 9-month anniversary of No More Drinks, my second chance.
Good.
Yes, Mark was sober for quite a long time. He had a couple of pints, and I won't even say he fell off the wagon, because he'd be like, literally, I had a beer last night. I was like, oh yeah? Did you have another one? He's like, no, I had a beer last night. I was like, that's awesome, dude. Because that was the whole point.
Mark, it's not only your second chance. You can just keep coming back. Seriously. Well, proud of you. That's great. 9 months. I mean, I know
Mayhem says I'll need a cameraman and a medic. But I think Aaron might have it right. He says he's impervious. It's a trick.
Is this true?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when we went down to Nashville, I took down enough herb to last us 5 days, and we went through it in a day and a half. And he's just like, because every time we'd have one, he'd take one hit and that was it. And then myself would finish it and then have another. And he's like, how are you? And then after a while, he's like, you're part plant, aren't you?
You're like, yes. How did you know?
It's like, yeah,
I've never been to Summer NAMM.
Oh, it's fun.
Is it like Winter NAMM or
Winter NAMM, only much smaller. You could see everything in about 3 or 4 hours. Ooh. However, the nice thing is Nashville itself is right outside the doors. It's not like California where you have to drive everywhere. Everything's within walking distance of the convention center in Nashville.
That's incredible. So are there like, how with Winter NAMM in Anaheim, which is, I would never go there if I didn't have to. And I only go there for NAMM. But like they'll have like after NAMM, they have parties at the Hilton and parties here and shows there. And is it like that too?
I do believe so. The first night we went to a party at Novo Guitars, where actually RJ got his new Novo guitar that night. He and Rhett Shull both got new guitars. So that was kind of a private party thing. And then a lot, because I think part of it is because there's so many damn bars and stuff. It's just like YouTubers, I'll be like, hey, Nikki, want to go out for pints? You're like, well, I don't drink. I'm like, fine, I'll buy you a soda. Come on out. Because, every other door on the street is a venue, and it's all live music.
Like South by Southwest. Where's the party down the street? If you did invite me for pints, I wouldn't. My first message wouldn't be, I didn't drink. You know what I mean? I hate that. I'd be like, yeah, let's go. And then we get there and you're like, and that's when you would be bewildered when I'm like, I have a Diet Coke.
You'll have a Heineken 00. Thank you very much.
00. Oh.
Laz says I'm like his brother Andy in that regard. Yeah, Laz knows. He's just like, really, dude? I'm like, yep. And Aaron says, yeah, it's very much like South by Southwest.
Yeah. I really want to go. I keep getting invited, and I was gonna go this. Guess what? This year, but I don't think I'm going now.
So was I. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point it's like I think Nashville next year might be the next big event I go to because they've already canceled Winter NAMM.
Right. Do you go to Winter NAMM every year?
Well, I can say yes now because I've gone 2 years in a row. So yes.
Oh, okay. I think I've been going there every year for 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's changed, but it's still so much fun.
The only thing I don't like is it takes me a full day to get there, like 12, 15 hours, because for me, I got to drive 2+ hours to the airport in Toronto. Then, of course, you got to wait for 3 hours for your flight because it's international. You got to sit around. Never a connecting flight to John Wayne Airport. So it's always a layover somewhere. Then fly in. It's like I left home at 9 a.m. this morning and it's now midnight Eastern time. It's like, okay, I've been on the go for 15 hours, but then I get it. As soon as they open those doors at the airport and I walk outside and I don't see snow and I'm just like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, why don't you bookend it with like a slight vacation, and do some other cool stuff in California? Or
I did. I was out there a week this year. That was nice.
Good. So good.
The first year I had such a good time. I showed up at the airport a day early to fly home. I somehow was convinced all of a sudden I had to leave on the Monday. And they're like, yeah, your flight isn't till tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, United was really good. They hooked me up. They put me in a great seat. But I should have stayed because I ended up getting snowed in Chicago anyways. So I didn't get home till the next day regardless.
Will asks 15 years. Yes, because when I was touring with BT, it was the first time I started doing that, and it was a great tour. It was high class, like 2 semis for all of our gear, 2 tour buses just for the band and BT, and so I started going to NAMM. And I remember the first time I went, there was parties in every hotel, and we were getting invited. Me and my friend Nikki. We were getting invited to like every party with just free booze, and I drank back then, so it was fine. Free booze and free everything was free. And I remember somebody looked at me and said, I asked them something like, well, "Are you performing or are you in a band or whatever?" And they're like, "No, this is your time, or it's your turn." Basically, it was like handing the torch to me and my friend. Like, now we're the ones that it's all about or whatever. And I remember that moment. I was thinking, someday I'm going to feel this way too. That now it's somebody else's turn to be like new to NAMM or like having fun there, whatever it is. But now NAMM is like, you have to be invited in advance and you need like tickets, and it's gotten a little pretentious with the parties. And so I just kind of go to like the Hilton and just see what I run into.
That's what we usually end up just going over to the Hilton and hanging at least 1 or 2 nights. We did that. Aaron, was that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday before NAMM opened, we went to the Gibson party. And then after the Gibson party wrapped, it's like 9 o'clock. And we're like, let's all hit the Hilton. Okay. And it was like 10 of us, a bunch of YouTubers from Canada, the US, and England. And we all, because one was we all got to meet face to face for the first time. And we're like, we don't want this to end. So we just went over to the Hilton, and
now,
that got sloppy. And of course, being a YouTuber after being pissed drunk at the Hilton, what do? You got to live stream the drive home from the Hilton.
Nice. So wait, who is your friend in the UK, the YouTuber?
That would be, we were hanging out with China Guitar Skeptic, China Mike. We were hanging out with Carl Golden, Carl with a K. And I think Mike Bradley was there as well. Because they were all staying at an Airbnb together, I believe.
Oh, the 2 YouTubers I met last year or the year before, it was Anthony Vincent from 10 Second Songs.
Right.
And it's weird. I had a dream about him the night before. And I woke up and wrote a song about it, because it was something like, he owned a record store, and he was like a clone. There were 3 of him. He owned a record store. I have very vivid dreams. And I go into the store and I pull up my bass and I'm going to start performing. And I'm performing like this David Bowie song. And they're like, you don't know David Bowie. Like I was getting haggled by, and I was like, what? Like, and then I wrote this song in the dream. And this is how I write songs, basically in a dream. And I'll realize in the dream, because I do like this, I try to do, what's that, lucid dreaming, and I've tried for years, but I'm never successful. But I think it's started to turn into this thing where while I'm dreaming and I hear a song and I can tell if it's a song I've heard before or not. And when it's not, I wake myself up and then I go and record it in my phone, and then I turn it into a song like once I wake up for real. And this night I woke up and it was like this total punk song, like F off. I think I can't remember what it's called, but it's hilarious. And so I recorded it, and then I run into him and I'm like, I wrote you a song like yesterday. So he's like, send it to me. So we've become friends. And then also, who's the guitar, the one that looks like a Manchurian, like he's dressed up. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's got like a little Fu Manchu type of look. I can't. Oh, Guitar Samurai or Samurai Guitarist.
Oh, Samurai Guitarist and fellow Canadian.
Oh, okay. So I ran into him, and I was like,
nice.
I love you.
I've yet to meet him. He's one of the few I haven't met that I want to meet.
He's so nice. I was like, I just have a tiny channel. He's like, just keep doing it. Be consistent. Be consistent. And this is what I keep hearing, like, be consistent. So I was like, I'm going to put out videos every Wednesday. And then I finally got totally burned out, and I was like, I'm putting out a record. So I had to put out a video that was like, I'm not going to be putting out videos every week. I'm putting out a record. Be behind me or don't, but be behind me, please.
Nice.
And then the lockdown happened. So then I started live streaming. It's just my channel's evolved, and I really like it come now because I can handle it. I don't have to sit and edit for 4 days in a row.
Here's a good one. Mayhem says, great show. My last question for Nikki. Is there a bass channel she wants to give a shout out to?
Ooh. I guess the bass channel since I'm on there now. I've actually had trouble finding bass channels. Yes, Andy Bassist. He's one of my patrons, and he's a very small channel. He's got like 600 or 700 subscribers right now. So he's just, getting the swing of like quality and the flow and what to do. And I don't think he's just getting started, but I feel a lot of potential there. I really like, he's a great person, and he's really invested in bass playing. He's just a bass lover. So, you're really gonna like his channel, you'll like his content.
Yeah, go ahead and mention Andy Bassist. Emma's mentioning Scott's Bass Lessons.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Scott's Bass Lessons. He's very popular. He's great.
Nice. I just think I should try to get Sammy G on the channel at some point.
Oh, Bent Tom watches Andy Bassist.
Nice. And Aaron was confirming who we hung out with and what day of the week it was. See, that's the thing. He was pretty lit when we left, and so was I, but he seems to remember details, whereas I'm just like, I know I was in California for a week. I know I did, these things. What order, what day? I don't know, because I was feeling no pain, nor did I care to. Yeah, exactly. Aaron's like, I am your memory. That's why it's great too, because somebody be like, hey, you ever tried this pedal? I'm like, I've never heard of it. And he'd be like, yeah, you tried it at this day at Summer NAMM. You thought this and this and this about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I like it, apparently.
You have good friends.
Yes, I have great friends
surrounding you. That's really important.
He says I have a solid state hard drive in my head. Well, and that's the thing, like, and it's such a YouTuber, because YouTubers are the press of NAMM. I was just thinking, like, the Wednesday, we leave the Hilton, we say goodbye to our UK friends, and we walk out, and we run into our friend Jason McNamara, who's over from Tokyo covering NAMM. And we're just like, hey, it's great to see you.
That is so cool.
I think all of us jumped in on a Henning Pauly video or two during NAMM as well. And yes, Laz bought me breakfast. No strings attached. Yeah, that's
nice.
right. We went out for breakfast because he came by because we're going to go to the guitar show. Aaron's passed out still. JJ's still passed out. He's like, you want to grab breakfast? I'm like, sure, because I'm on East Coast time. So I'm up at like 7 in the morning.
Thank you, Absolute Mayhem, for posting that Andy bassist link. He's super cool. I live pretty close to NAMM, so I just drive there. I'm like an hour away.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we're 25 minutes because we're down in Laguna Niguel.
Oh, yeah. And I always think like, oh, I should get a hotel there and go have the early morning breakfast where they have like the seminars and things that are free. And I don't wake up that early. I just don't. And but there is something cool that I did last year. So I always do like, I'm going to go see all my sponsors. I'm going to go see all my endorsers. I'm going to go try to, work on something I'm working on with a pedal, or I got a video, something like that. And then, but this last year I decided I'm going to go to every one of the educational forums that they have across the street at the Hilton, or that they have right in the NAMM Educational Center, right in the front in the lobby.
Right.
I learned so much stuff this year. It was incredible. Like there were just some incredible. So like, even if you don't want to go in there and deal with all the guitar mayhem, then, or the drum, it just, the noise level starts getting crazy.
Nothing worse than grabbing the wrong door and walking into the drum area. God love them. They mean well, but.
I one time worked at a booth where we were a guitar place and we were right next to the drum section. I was like, why did you guys get a booth here? And they're like, I think they didn't know what they were doing, but I was like, this is a really bad spot. A bad idea.
Can't be any crazier than down in the basement. That's an interesting place.
I like it down there because I don't have to wait in line for the coffee shop. There's a little coffee spot there. Yeah.
Yep. And there's never a lineup at the bar down there either.
True. And not that I would know, but I'm guessing if the coffee's that way, the bar's that way. And also they have weird instruments down there, like harps and things. And I went down there last year and this girl was like dressed like a pixie. And I just walked, I was like a zombie. I was like, that's my jam. Harps and pixies, And so she let me play. She started teaching me how to do it. And it was not that hard. Like I could grasp it really easily. I don't remember now, but it was pretty easy.
Thanks for the kind words, Frank. Have a good night, my man. He says, freaking awesome show. We love us some bass. See you next week. Love and share this awesomeness, everybody. I couldn't agree more. Well, I think, we hit about the time here. Do you have anything to add, my new good friend?
Oh,
because we're friends now. We did the hang.
I know. And I appreciate you so much because I remember Knucklehead told me about you and I just sent you a message. I was like, hi.
I remember he's like, because he had emailed me at the same, he goes, hey, I just turned Nikki onto you, blah, blah, blah. You got to check out her stuff. And I was just like, yeah, okay. And then you're like, hi. I'm like, yep, we got to do something.
I'm very active. I don't drop the ball when it comes to
gotta be. That's why you can always spot the working musicians in the community because we're shameless about that, right?
Just like, hi, let's collab. No? Yep. Okay. Call me tomorrow. Change it when you change your mind. Call me.
Exactly. There's another great bass channel, BV. Jamie Lewis, the bass player.
Oh, I don't know that one. I'm taking notes. I'm going to do homework tonight. Or maybe
I got to meet Jamie. Steve from Boston introduced me to Jamie, my first NAMM show.
So is there anything I wanted to add? You guys, my music is my life. If you like anything that I've said, or you think I'm a cool, fun person or whatever, maybe you would like my music too. I really hope so. So go check it out because it's the world to me. It's everything. I live and breathe for my music. So please go check it out.
Well, I will definitely say yes. Definitely on the cool factor. Good hang. And Brian Landreth, if he's still watching, because he was trying to throw me under the bus earlier. He says, I think you found her because I shared a meme earlier. It says, marry a girl who says things like this. I'm proud of you. I can't believe you're mine. You're right. I was wrong. You can do it, baby. I don't know where this new guitar came from, but it looks great next to all your other guitars. And when I shared it, I said, is she out there? And Brian said in the chat earlier, he goes, I think you found her. And I knew exactly what you meant.
Yes. Also, there's this meme I saw that said, it was like speed dating, and the guy was like, P bass or jazz bass? Like he's got this like P bass or jazz bass, you know? And the girl's like this, and she goes, Spectre. And then the guy goes, Mom, I'm getting married. I was like, yes.
Very much so.
You can't never have too many guitars.
No. What's the perfect number? One more than you have now.
Yeah. And you just give them away when you got too many. You just give some aspiring new player, you make their life, you make their day, you know?
Exactly. And hello to Blackjack. So yeah, this has been a great hang. Definitely. I love your stuff, and congrats on the new album.
Thank you.
Everyone should check it out. I know there's been links been posted throughout in here, which is awesome. I do appreciate it. My mod squad helped me out posting links. Shout out to Mod Squad.
Thank you, the Mod Squad. And the new album's called Heaven is a Ghost Town. But
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I want to thank all the channel members, patrons, new people that jumped in tonight, those who donated tonight. Much love, because the money goes right back into here, or sometimes it goes into this glass and sometimes it goes into this belly, but most of the time it goes right back into the channel. So I'll be back tomorrow night with Canucks with Guitars, playing some tunes, opening some mail, and of course Q&A. This coming Sunday, we have Jake Fawn coming on, whose latest gig, which is currently on hold. He is currently one of David Lee Roth's guitar players. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Talk a little DLR action. So thanks everybody that tuned in. And as always, as I always say, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Karma is real. I'm living the dream. Nikki's living the dream. I hope you are too. Be well, be safe, and be good to each other, folks. Cheers and rock on.